Nobody warns women about what really happens after 50. I'm not talking about wrinkles. I'm not talking about gray hair. I'm not talking about menopause. Those things are discussed all the time. I'm talking about something far more painful. One morning, you wake up and you no longer recognize the woman you've become. Not because you've changed overnight, but because somewhere along the way, you disappeared. If you've ever looked in the mirror and quietly wondered, what happened to me? I want you to know something. You are not imagining it. You are not alone. And you are certainly not broken. Before we go any further, if this is already speaking to your heart, I encourage you to visit empoweringwomen.life after this video. We created it specifically for women who know they're meant for more. You'll find articles, practical guidance, and empowering programs designed to help you rediscover your confidence, purpose, health, and financial freedom. The link is waiting for you when you're ready. Now let me explain what almost nobody prepares women for. Most people think turning 50 is difficult because of aging. It isn't. The hardest part has nothing to do with your age. It has everything to do with your identity. Think about your life for a moment. For decades, you've been needed. You built a career, you raised children, you supported a partner, you cared for aging parents, you solved problems, you remembered birthdays, you kept the family together. You were the dependable one, the strong one, the woman everyone counted on, without even realizing it. Your entire identity slowly became wrapped around taking care of everyone else. Then something changes. Your children become independent. Your career no longer excites you. Your marriage isn't what it used to be. Maybe you're divorced. Maybe you've lost someone you loved. Maybe retirement is approaching. Maybe your phone rings less often. Maybe people don't need you the way they once did. And suddenly, you have time. More time than you've had in decades. Most people think that's freedom, but for many women, it feels like emptiness. Nobody warned you that one day you might stop recognizing your own life. Nobody warned you that after spending years taking care of everyone else, you might forget who you are without those responsibilities. That's why so many women quietly ask themselves questions they never say out loud. Who am I now? What do I do next? Is this really what the rest of my life looks like? Perhaps the most heartbreaking question of all. Have I missed my chance? If you've ever asked yourself even one of those questions, please hear me carefully. The problem is not that you're getting older. The problem is that you've mistaken the end of one chapter for the end of your story. Those are not the same thing. Society has spent decades teaching women that youth is where life happens, that after 50, you're supposed to slow down. Accept less. Dream smaller. Become invisible. I refuse to believe that, because history tells a very different story. Some women discover the love of their life after 50. Others launch successful businesses. Some finally write the book they've carried inside them for years. Others lose the weight they thought they'd never lose. Many travel the world for the first time. Countless women become financially independent after believing they never could. What changed? Their age? No, their decision. They stopped asking for permission to become the woman they truly wanted to be. Here's something I want you to think about. When you were 25, you had youth, but you didn't have experience. When you were 35, you had energy, but you were still figuring life out. Today, you possess something infinitely more valuable: wisdom, perspective, resilience, strength. You have survived heartbreak, disappointment, failure, loss. You have solved problems that once seemed impossible. You've carried people through difficult seasons. You've rebuilt your life before. So why would you believe you can't do it again? Maybe what you're feeling isn't the end. Maybe it's the first quiet invitation to finally build a life that's yours. Not the life everyone expected from you. Not the life you settled for. The life you truly want. Because here's another truth nobody tells women after 50. You don't need permission anymore. You don't need to wait until someone believes in you. You don't need your children to approve. You don't need your friends to understand. You don't need society's validation. You only need one decision. The decision that your future deserves as much attention as everyone else's has received from you. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. There are two possible versions of that woman. The first continued waiting until she felt ready, waiting until circumstances improved, waiting until confidence magically appeared. 5 years later, nothing changed. The second woman made one small decision today. She read one book. She took one course. She improved her health. She learned something new. She started saving money. She surrounded herself with people who believed in possibility instead of limitation. She didn't change her life in a week. She changed the direction of her life, and direction changes everything. 5 years from now, which woman do you want to become? Because whether you realize it or not, you're already choosing. Every day you postpone your dreams is still a decision. Every day you tell yourself, maybe next year, is still a decision. Every day you believe you're too old is still a decision. But today can become a different decision. Maybe nobody warned you about what happens after 50. But let me tell you what they also forgot to mention. Some of the happiest, strongest, most confident, most financially independent, and most fulfilled women you'll ever meet didn't discover that version of themselves until after 50. Their greatest chapter wasn't behind them. It was waiting for them. Perhaps yours is too. If this message touched something inside you, don't ignore it. Visit empoweringwomen.life today. We built it for women exactly like you, women who know they were made for more and are ready to stop settling for a life that no longer fulfills them. You'll discover inspiring articles, practical resources, life-changing programs, and a community dedicated to helping you create more confidence, purpose, better health, stronger relationships, financial freedom, and a future you can genuinely look forward to. Because your story is not over. In many ways, it's finally becoming the story you were always meant to write. Thank you for watching. If this video inspired you, subscribe and join us every week. And remember, nobody warned you that after 50 you might lose the woman you used to be. But nobody told you something even more important. After 50, you finally have the chance to become the woman you were always meant to be. I'll see you at empoweringwomen.life.